I think something has happened with the wood here, which has caused it to bow outwards here. I'll show you what I mean. So right now it can't really take anything too super, nope, it's just done it again. Got me bloody microphone, didn't I? Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to today's video. I look like one of those little pauper boys, I think, with the newspapers. Like, read all about it. Chloe's hair looks like sh**. Welcome to a 2-year update. It was August of 2022. The viral DreamBox was sent to me very kindly by Create Room. So yeah, literally 2.5 years ago, I received this beauty, which doesn't look like a beauty. So I need to explain why my Create Room DreamBox looks like this, and we're gonna fix it today. But first, I'm gonna fix my face and my hair. It was one of those like huge wish list items, something that I'd always wanted, especially when I first started out being an artist. And I just couldn't justify the price for something that I felt I didn't have enough art supplies for it, you know, because it is so big. It takes so many art supplies. For the longest time, I was like, there's no point. I don't have enough art supplies. So when I eventually did have enough art supplies, I was like, yes, this would be great. When they sent it to me, it was not a sponsored video. So I knew getting sent it, I could be very honest and blunt about it if I didn't like it and if I thought it was a waste of money. But honestly, I loved it. I thought it was great. I actually did a video a year later, like an update to how my DreamBox is doing. In that video, I showed a lot of the pros, the cons of having it for a year and how my DreamBox looked. And a year later, as someone that is very disorganized but loves to be organized, it stayed organized. It was like the most amazing thing in the world. However, I have now had this for 2.5 years. It's been through a couple of moves. As a result, so I thought, hey, let's make a video reorganizing my DreamBox and talking about all the things that I love and hate about it. And if I were to purchase one of these today, would I still do so? And if you've never seen the DreamBox before, basically it's like a crafter's dream. These sides open up fully and you just have space for all of your art supplies, which is really, really nice. But yeah, it's doing well. The only thing, my biggest complaint at the moment is it's like a disobedient toddler. As you can see, it is completely disorganized. It has tape, crap all up here. Half of it's sort of like empty. The rest of it's like overly crammed up. This looks like it's horrible. Everything is like in the wrong place. These have like fallen down. These plastic things like popped out. This is my toilet roll shelf where I keep toilet paper for cleanups, not my cleanups, like art cleanups. I've got a Terry's chocolate orange up here. That definitely belongs there. This is the state we're in, unfortunately. This also serves as my background for my videos. Usually it's kind of blurred out because of the lens that I have. However, it's so ugly now. I want it to look nice in the background. I don't want it to look like this. Every time I film a video or have extra art supplies from things that I'm unboxing or using or being sent, I just like shove them where they don't belong, and that is not the best way to stay organized. And because none of these things have a home, that's why it looks like this. Everything that you own is something you have to be responsible for, and that is a good quote to live by that I do not live by. So yeah, I want to get to organizing this because it looks a mess. Also, why is this up here? Good question. I know you're not supposed to store stuff on top of the unit. The reason I'm doing so is because I am renting. This space is very small and I don't have the most amount of room, and I don't want to put it in the garage because I have a deathly fear of bugs. Like, don't put a bug near me, please. But I also need easy access to it because this box right here is filled with goodies for future content and videos and stuff. These are all my advent calendars from Christmas time, and like everything's just messy, so we gotta sort it out. Don't come for me. I know that I'm not supposed to store stuff on top, but I did. Okay, I'm pretty sure a ton of this is like dried out as well. Like, I have had these art supplies for years. Like, this is not an overnight thing. I've been doing YouTube and art for like 7, 8 years now. So this is like 8 years worth of stuff. So most of these things are things that I have purchased with my money or as a business expense or to feature in videos, and it just gets out of hand after a while. Okay, where to start? Let's get a bin bag. So I plan to have an Aldi bag worth of stuff for the raffle that we've got, so let's get started. This is where we're at. I wanted to pop in here because I managed to collect over £10 worth in weight
of art supplies from this cabinet. But instead of just doing a normal giveaway, I'm actually going to be doing a raffle because I want this to go to a good cause. I decided that I'm going to do a fundraiser on Tiltify once again. We've raised like $7,000 for causes in the past for this. But basically, if you donate $5 or more to the link in the description, you'll be automatically entered to win all of these art supplies that are mine, that I've lightly used or completely unused. They're all brand new. The money from this fundraiser is going to go directly to Americares. So they've helped with Hurricane Helene, they've helped in the LA wildfires, they help internationally too. Money will go directly to who needs it the most. Link is in the description. Let's try to raise like $2,000. That would be
Gosh,
awesome.
my Summer in the City badge. Oh my gosh, 2019. That is scary. That was nearly 5 years ago. White. This is like the whitest white. I am going to keep that actually for now. Okay, so we can keep this as is. This is the Stuart Semple container. Okay, this is where it's going to start getting bad because I have acrylic paints in so many different ones that it's just a mess. Like I have some paint pens here. I have some paint pens in here. I have paint pens in that one, I believe. These ones should all be in the door. These ones belong here, but they're all in a box for some reason. The thing about the DreamBox is it's fully customizable, so you can see all of the holes in here. This is the only thing that you can't move, this shelf, but even this shelf you can actually move, take out these plastic parts. They can be put into any of them. These ones, for some reason, keep falling out though, and I'm really not too sure why. Leather automotive wipes. They definitely belong in here, don't they? Travel converters. They definitely got shoved in by accident. I bought this on Etsy like 4 years ago. Is anyone interested in seeing me do this for a video at some point? Because they sell these in Michael's now, but at the time I thought it was something from Etsy, but that is not an Etsy thing. Why was it on Etsy? So I actually bought this thing from the, oh, it's dusty. I bought this from the Container Store, and this is supposed to be a bamboo collator. I personally just use these things for sketchbooks and stuff like that. There's a lot of dust. Let's get the Henry. Yes, I do live in the USA, and yes, I do have a Henry Hoover, which is a British vacuum cleaner. By the way, for the people asking me if I'm ever going to sell my paintbrushes again, yes, I am, I promise. I'm going to bring back the old ones, but I also want to release a new line of paintbrushes, so these ones, which have like a nice long handle. These were the samples that I got in different shapes, and I'm curious to know which ones you personally like. Let me know in the comments if you like specific ones, like say 4 from this set. Okay, this is the paint that I use for my murals, by the way. I think I've said this many times before, but the murals that I used to paint, at least, on the walls where I lived, I just used Artist Loft paint. It was really good because it was just inside. That one's good. That one's good. I'm not sure why, but these do not stay as well as they did. They're solidly in, but they don't tend to hold. They just want to kind of like come out. This one just completely fell down just then. Like it's like pulling out of the hole here, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm wondering if maybe these panels, because it has been moved, or maybe it's just like weakened over time. I'm wondering if that's why. I got a really good idea. I had an idea. Let's pull this out. I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna put my Ohuhu markers on the shelf. I need to move this out though. Ooh. I've just dropped clay everywhere. Perfect. When I get a second one, I could put it up here as well. I move these out. This is why it's nice and customizable, because I can literally just move things and customize them based on the shape of everything that I have. And that honestly is my favorite part, is how customizable this is. I think the biggest thing people said is they wouldn't spend the money on this because it looks like something from IKEA. The only thing I would say is the amount of ways you can customize this is far superior to anything you can get from IKEA, unless you're really good at building things and like screwing things together, because trust me, if I was good at that stuff, I'd probably do something similar. But for me, this would be worth the splurge if it was something that I needed to buy. I would say for like a normal person, you probably wouldn't be able to fill this up with stuff. Like even me, I've gone through my art supplies at least once in the last couple of years, and even I still have some room in this thing. So I would say that it's kind of unnecessary unless you do art for a living, or you're an artist for 20 years and you have a ton of art supplies, or you're just very wealthy and you can buy art supplies whenever you want, then this would be great for you. If my husband's watching this and he just saw his socks on my feet, no, you didn't. See, there's a part of me that's like tempted because there's so much space behind this to like put something behind it that I don't want visual, but I don't know what, because I need access to everything. How cool does that look? That looks nice. Big fan of that. Okay, let's pull this one out. Okay, I've never used half of this stuff, but I want to. I've just never used it. Sculpt. I need like a sculpting section because before I had one box filled with like sculpting supplies, but I've actually really started to sculpt more the last year or so, and I really enjoy it. So I'm probably gonna have to have like a couple of boxes just for sculpting stuff alone. I don't know if these are any good. I've never used them. These bagged paint. I feel like these should be Canadian because they're like in bags. Pottery. What is that? Paper? Okay, that's trash. This is for there. These are my original set of paintbrushes. These are the favourites out of all of them, but these will be coming back, I promise. I'm tempted though to have a longer handle. I don't know. Would you prefer standard handles or do you prefer longer ones? I'm curious. Okay, this can be a pottery box. It needs a good clean, honestly. When I first filled this up, this entire section here was also filled with like small boxes that you could put stuff in. I don't think I'm gonna need that now though, personally. Okay, so I have some acrylic paint pens here. These will be going into the raffle. Those are very common in a lot of subscription boxes that I have. Oh, I also have some of these. These are giant paint markers, Liquitex. Am I gonna use these? Am I genuinely ever gonna use these? Maybe. Do these fit? They do not. That is a pain in the butt. When am I ever gonna actually use a mermaid paintbrush? Like legit, when am I gonna ever use that? I want to put the most accessible stuff closer to eye level. So I've been using my markers a lot. I want to put acrylic paints probably on the inside part, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay. It's Mr. Merlin, my baby. Ooh, he's a big wussy. He's such a woolly wonder. Yes, he was. Stinky breath. Oh my god, your breath reeks. Do your dogs ever just stare at you? What's your boy staring at? You're making me feel really awkward because I just want to stroke you now. I want to stroke you? Yeah, I know. There's stuff in the way. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I gotta do this. Your little big nose. This one is full. I have so much junk. It's ridiculous. Are you a little stinker? Yes, you are so stinky. You're distracting me. I don't need any help with distractions. Paint markers are here. I think we have way too many paint markers to go anywhere else. I think we're going to need to upgrade the container because I think there's too many paint markers that we're going to have. You know what? I think I might get like a marker container for all of my paint pens. So I'd rather have my paint pens accessible than probably my old Copic markers because I use them more. Okay, I'm a little overwhelmed cleaning now, so what I think I'm going to do is actually cut out the stencils for the clear boxes themselves so it looks a little bit neater. It's going to take me quite a while because obviously I need to cut everything to the shape and size, but hopefully when it's done, it's going to look quite nice. Okay, so there is a template you can actually download online for this exact thing. I think what I'm going to do though is just kind of go through, figure out what sheets of paper I want to use and see if I can just like do it myself because I'm not really sure how my printer will print it at like the exact size it needs. My printer likes to be a bit difficult at times. I quite like this one, so I'm gonna try this one. This one looks like stained glass, so I might try that one as well. These are just all pastels, so I think that will be the majority of it with a mixture of like patterns. We'll try these maybe. We'll see. What do we think? A combination of these maybe would look quite nice. I think that could look fun. I don't know, the neutral colours look quite nice as well. So I'm torn because I do really like this I've just put that in my mouth. That is disgusting. This is, we'll say 12. How much side to side? Just shy of 13. So I'll just slot in like that. These sheets are just slightly short, but I don't think it's going to be noticeable, to be honest. I think that just having it at the front like that, and if we cut a hole here in the middle, we should be good to go. That looks so good. I love it. Then I have this shape too that I need to make sure that I have like copies of paper for. What the heck that is, some sort of nasty watercolor. Okay, we're on day 2 now, and I am gonna finish up working on the DreamBox itself. I don't really know what to do with the stuff up here though. I'm a little conflicted because it kind of balances up there, but at the same time, I think some of it could be more accessible inside the DreamBox. I also remember when I got the DreamBox originally, these little sections here were all full with things. Every single one of these was full, and on this side as well. But right now, there's nothing in here except like a ton of yarn. So I'm actually impressed that I'm not filling it up right now, because obviously I do this as a job. I'm always unboxing different art supplies and things like that. But I always try to make a conscious effort though of like giving things away to people or like raffling them off for good causes. So I'm kind of just left with what I actually use instead of just holding on to things that I'm never going to use and someone else can benefit from. Every single Monday and Tuesday that I'm filming, there is a lawnmower guy out for somebody's lawn around here. Every single time without fail, and it's always in my working filming hours. Are you mowing rocks out there or something? Like, jokes aside, I know he's just doing his job too. It's just always, I feel like everywhere I live, even when I lived in my house, because I lived on a community, all 5 days of the week, someone was mowing their lawn every single time, and it honestly was the worst thing ever. I literally had to move to a room at the back of my house to be able to film because it got so bad. Everyone had like a lawn company coming out a different day of every single day of the week. I will say, this thing has not been like fully vacuumed out properly since I've moved. And it wasn't even that dirty, but it just feels nice to like give it like a proper refresh and like reorganize. One thing I do really love about the DreamBox that I forget that I love about it so much because it's been such a mess for so long is how customizable it actually is. Like, you tend to forget that you can literally customize it however you want, and you could easily get some like IKEA furniture and put it together a certain way, but trying to customize it once everything's put together and you've put it together in a specific way doesn't really lend itself as much to customizing. Like, I can see myself using this for like 20 years at least. And the reason I say that is because it is very well built. And even since I've owned this in the last 2.5 years, my style of art supplies have really changed. The quantity of art supplies that I have, the way I like to organize them, like right now I'm using this as my background. Like before I wasn't, so I wasn't as concerned about the layout of it. But this is probably my 3rd or 4th time now, like fully changing up how it looks to fit the art supplies that I currently own. If you have the money to waste, I do still recommend it. If you don't, then you could easily organize your stuff with IKEA furniture for sure. Oh no, what the hell is that? I think there was watercolor or something on the bottom of that container. Where did that even come from? Oh no. I'm gonna have to soak these now. I can't have anything nice. These are like the only bottoms that fit me now. Here's the culprit. I'm at that point now where it's like, there's so much junk on the floor that it's all like random stuff I don't know what to do with, you know? And this is where you sort of like get to the point where you want to just stop doing it. I need somewhere safe to keep my toilet rolls. Put them under there. I'm not going to use them because I'll forget they're there. So everything under the table needs to be stuff that I really don't access all that much or need. I just realised my friend Sarah sent me a package and it had rolled under the DreamBox and I haven't seen it till now. Oh, she gave me some washi tape. This is so cute. Little pen. She has a little bow mint pin, little notepad. Sarah is really, really doing so much in the small business world right now. So if you like small business vlogs, she's just started a second channel for it. I will link her in the description. Oh, she's given me a ton of stickers too. Oh, these stickers are so cute. Look at that one. I love that. They're just all her designs. Ah, these are so cute, Sarah. Thank you so much. These are so beautiful. I'm so sorry I've only just opened them now. I literally lost it for like a month. I have this DIY house. There's something I'm gonna put outside in the garage with the Christmas stuff. Oh, it's my old pins. I have tons of old pins in here. I really should try and just sell those, to be honest. So yeah, the only issue that I'm really having is this. I just tried to put this Himi gouache into one of those, which it's heavy, but it's not that heavy. And it had no problem holding at least 2 of them before. I think something has happened with the wood here that's caused it to bow inwards, which has caused it to bow outwards here. I'll show you what I mean. So right now it can't really take anything too super. Nope, it's just done it again. That's my only complaint. Like, that's the only thing that's really wrong with it in the last 2.5 years, which is a big thing that you do not want happening after 2.5 years. But obviously, again, I have moved, so I think that's had something to do with it. But notice how it's like pulling it out, and you can really, really see it when I pull these out. So when I put this shelf in here, this should fit really snugly in there, like tight. As you can see, it's not only loose, but it's crooked. There's like a big gap this side. It's just like, it shouldn't be that way. Like these ones up here are very, very tight and very, very fitted. Whereas these ones, you can see there's like a big gap. So again, I think the issue is this is bowing inwards. So all I need to do really to fix it is to put like a piece of wood here to push it back inwards, I would say. The only other issue I have is this specific side. I've always had a bit of an issue with this side because the door doesn't fully shut, like magnetized. And it was always a bit like that when I first got it, and it's only just got worse. I literally have to tape the door shut when I'm filming and I want it completely shut, which is again not ideal at all. Please excuse my appearance. I've made no effort with it today. Anyone tell me what that is? I've never seen it before in my life. Okay, we are officially done. I say that, I do have this box up here still, but I went to Costco and I did buy one of those black like boxes with the yellow lids. So I'm probably gonna just end up putting this stuff into that and then maybe into the garage. I'm not really sure, but I want to show you how it's gonna look in the background for my future videos. This is how it's gonna like look in the background. Do I plan to keep this forever? Probably not as my background, but for now, while I'm in temporary rented, it will be. I think I'm gonna have more of a simple background when I've actually like moved into my proper space. But what do we think? Do we think it looks nice? Because it doesn't look very nice when you're using like a regular camera like this because it doesn't have like that bokeh lens with the blurry background. But I'm gonna give you a full tour, and if you have any feedback, feel free to let me know. But for now, I'm gonna give you a quick tour. Okay, so obviously on the left here, this is my favorite side. It's always my favorite side for some reason. I always make this side better, I feel like. But we have our shelf of canvases. We have our wood canvases down here. Then we have all our drawers, which I used with that paper from Michael's. Basically what I did was I just cut it kind of to size. If you look closely, it's like not the perfect length, but from a distance, you'd never know. If you have a suggestion for a good label maker that makes like black labels, let me know, because I could not find a good one that didn't make like the most tiny, pathetic little labels. I want like big ones. Okay, so in this first one, we have some clay. Again, this is for a video. I'm excited to do this because these are, you know, like fake character, you know, clays, but it looked fun. I have my super clay here, just stuff like that. Then I have a second clay drawer right here, which has got some random stuff I got from Scott. Sculpey, potted, etc. This is also the third clay drawer where I've got some Sculpey again and just some random sculpt stuff. This one is the bagged paint. This one is just random. So I have these clamps which work for my green screen. My husband got me this like whole backdrop for a green screen. So I have like tape and I have a bunch of foam brushes in there and also just like cheap paint brushes. In this drawer we have all of my oil paints which aren't very aplenty, but one day I will get into oil painting, just not anytime soon. This one we have some random stuff. So again we have like that gold, silver paint, some of the black mirror, white, a base, mix-ins, paste, stuff like that. This one we just have some black pens, fine liners and stuff. This is just all of those pens from that advent calendar because they're so fancy. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if I should sell them, give them away. I'm not really too sure what I should do with those because they're very expensive. In here I just have a bunch of my Prismacolor pencils. I'm sure this will make a lot of colored pencil fans cry. And then down here I have my wash, another like canvas thing there. This side we have my Artist Loft paint. This is what I used for all my murals. I have some fabric paint by Arteza, some more paint, craft paint, cheap craft paint, more cheap craft paint, specialty cheap craft paint, a roll of paper towels I always forget is there and then go to the kitchen because I forget that is literally available to me. Here we have some like Mod Podge and stuff, and I got this random paint from Pebeo. I don't know what to do with it, so there. Next up, we have the middle. I just love how the paper looks together. I feel like Christmas time I could like switch them out, but for now they're taped on. I like them. I've just realized I have not cut a hole in this one or that one. I think it's because I switched the drawers, but that's fine. I'll do that later. So here we have my Ohuhu markers. Back here are my Copic markers, which are old and they're not really very pretty because I have a bunch of other random markers in there too, but these are very nice. And here I have my inks, which I distinctly remember having more inks than that, but apparently not. This one is just like random miniatures and some pencils and stuff. This top one is, again, it's kind of empty. I just have some pastels and then I have like a pencil case from my friend Mira. In this one, what is this crap? Oh, this is the stuff I used for that Disney castle that I made, that video that I can't finish yet. So like gems, E6000 glue, etc. This one, I just have a bunch of like Tombow, thin, fine liner, colorful markers and stuff like that. Right here is my pride and joy. These are products that I have created. So my paintbrush line, again, these are just like samples. The silver is going to actually be black and they're going to be modified a little bit, but those will be my new brushes. And then I have some of my mint ones and then the white series that I released. All of them will be returning soon. I promise. People keep asking me, messaging me all the time. They will come back, I promise. Then here is my biggest pride and joy. My book, my Joy Your Own Adventure book. Available now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, etc. You're sick of hearing me talk about it, I'm sure, but it's available now. Over this side, we have some watercolor paints, Posca markers, Liquitex paint pens, Karen pens, all those other grabby paint pens. Then I have my Liquitex paints. These are all of the Liquitex ones I have that are still good. So I used to have like 2 of these, but I only have a few that are still good. These are all pretty much brand new though, because I've really gotten into golden paint recently. I really, really love this brand. This one has all of my decent paint brushes in there. This is from my Artistic Bear Co line. I have some paintbrush cleaner, a pair of scissors for some reason, that thing, that's, yep. And then in here I have my gouache. So I have my Arteza gouache. I have some of that brand. I forgot what it's called. I have one singular Arteza gouache for some reason. And this dirty palette. In here I have irrelevant art stuff. This just has like bills and paperwork and bank statements and stuff like that. So in here, what I'm thinking is wallpaper. That might sound weird, but I'm thinking like in this section, maybe putting some sort of like nice wallpaper. Don't look at my badly installed light strip, okay? But I put in these like little frames. They're kind of funky. I got them from Target in the summertime. I just love that old California, Arizona sort of vibe. I have kind of messed up the top of this with some glue, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to scrape it off and maybe put like a sheet of vinyl over the top because it is really handy. And if you didn't know, this actually comes up and is a table. These are the legs here, but it just nicely pins on the side here. And then underneath we have more storage. So in here I have like coloring books. These coloring books that I don't use too often. Actually, this one needs to go in. But coloring books that I love but don't use all that much. This thing that I'm going to turn into the Krusty Krab at some point because it looks like the Krusty Krab. If you can think of a really catchy title that's like turning this one thing into something else, let me know because I have so many ideas but I don't know what to call it. In here I have my sketchbooks. I have some more gouache that's like older. Just some random stuff I'm going to be doing in videos. Okay, so my husband screwed this in for me last night. So I officially have this side now and this is how this looks. This side is significantly less interesting, but I'll show you anyway. In here I have a bunch of like crochet hooks and like random crochet stuff. In there I have like the safety pins you put and you're like, that's the stitch I'm on. In here is just random craft stuff. So like my glue gun, these little wooden houses I need to paint, these grabby things, X-Acto knife. This one I have, again, just some random stuff, so like clips and things. Here I have a bunch of books that I use mostly for references. These are books I've had in the garage for a while, but I brought them out because I really want to start doing some more Disney art again. Because my dream is still to be a Disney artist. That's still a dream I have, but I have my bigger canvases here. This one's completely empty. Here I put some camera stuff, so I think what I'm going to do is like take every piece of camera equipment I have and just like put it in here because it just makes it so much easier. I have some yarn, this motel thing that I got from Target that I want to do something with, my draw your own adventure books, I have a few of those, my little crochet dinosaurs my cousin made us for our wedding, which are like so freaking cute. Then I have all of my unfinished woobles. So if you see these sat here for the next year, you know I didn't do them. But yeah, this is how this all looks. I am so happy. I even cleared up here, which was a mess before. I just need to get rid of this butt ugly box. Okay, so going on to the pros of this unit, and if I personally would buy it today, if I hadn't been sent it and if I didn't already own it, would I buy this? If I was struggling for organization, I had the budget for it, I would absolutely buy this. However, I think that it is a lot of money. That being said, the craftsmanship of it, generally speaking, is very, very good. There is a lot that goes into it. When I first received this, they accidentally sent me the unbuilt one, which meant I had to build it myself. And I was like, honestly, I don't have the time to do this anytime soon, just so you know. So they were very kind. They sent me the built version. If you don't pay for it to already be built, trust me, it will take you forever. It came in 5 trillion pieces. I can't even imagine how long it would take. It would honestly take days. The pre-built version, it basically came assembled except for the side pieces. They just like screwed in, which were pretty easy. And then there was a couple of things you like installed yourself, like the top, which I don't have on at the moment. So if you can afford it, I highly recommend it. However, if you don't care that much and you don't have that many art supplies, it's going to be a waste of money for you. However, if you are someone that does have a lot of art supplies, you have the budget, you do it as a job, this will literally change your life. I know it has for me. Before I moved, I am someone that has a really hard time staying organized. Like, it's a real problem that I have. This was the only thing in my life that I kept organized for over a year, because every single thing had a place and I knew exactly where everything went. I think if everything in my life had an exact perfect place that it belonged, I would stay organized a lot better. So that's my plan for my next house, is make sure every single thing that I own has a spot. This is the DreamBox 2, I believe. I think they have released a DreamBox 3, which is improved somehow. I'm not really sure. If you're actually curious in that, I can maybe reach out to Create Room and see if they can give me some information on the DreamBox 3. Honestly though, I could really do with another DreamBox, and I say this because I have so many products and boxes and things that I just have everywhere for the products that I sell. I ship, package myself and send out. I feel like if I had one of these for all of my products, like drawers for my stickers, drawers for my products, it would make my life so much easier. But yeah, going on to the cons now. This part bowing out, and I thought it was because we moved. The issue that I have is if it's slightly too heavy, it comes out. You can see this shelf here, how it moves. There's gaps. Do you notice the gaps where like the plastic pieces are? It should be like this, where there's no gaps. This really should not move at all. And it has actually happened on this side as well. And I have had this for 2.5 years, but you don't expect that. And I don't really know how or why, because I never had anything pushing on that. Nothing was ever creating pressure that would have caused that issue. However, I'm wondering if this is like a known issue and the DreamBox 3 doesn't do this. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Also, this is misaligned, and because of that, it never magnetizes, which is really not good because it constantly opens up on me and it's very frustrating. Even when I push it with my foot, it just doesn't lift up. So I'm not sure how you'd even fix that. I know normally you can adjust hinges, but I don't see how you would adjust this style of hinge. Overall, if I was to give this a rating out of 10, I would give it a 7 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for the creativity of it, 10 out of 10 for the ability to customize and organize it. But I'm docking 3 stars because there are issues which don't make it unusable, but are very, very annoying. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below if you have one of these, or if you're interested, what you think about these. If you're interested in seeing the DreamBox 3, let me know, because maybe I'll see about investing in one for my business at some point, because I know it would literally be so life-changing for my small business. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.